Hi everyone, it's Collie here with Collie, What Keeps Me Moving. Today we are going to work on the arms, specifically from the wrist up to the elbow. Now, I'm going to do this. I'm sitting at my kitchen table. I have a racquetball, my yoga tune-up balls, and my old trusty Wilson, the tennis ball. Now you can choose any one of these. All I ask is that there is some give to the balls that you are using. We're going to use this again for self-massage. So I'm going to show you how to use all three balls. You can use either or all, it doesn't matter. But the main thing that you're working with, like we said before, we're trying to get into that meaty goodness here. We're trying to help to release or relax some of the tension out of the extensors in the arms and the flexors in the arm. So just starting out with my racquetball, softball. Got it from Walmart. Doesn't matter where you get it from. All I want to do here is I'm just starting right at the wrist here, and you can go forward or going side to side, whichever is going to work best for you. As much as you can, relax the arm. I see how I let my fingers just drape and glide along the table itself. And then I just turn side to side, just turning the ball, turning my arm, and just as much as possible, letting it relax. Now, depending on the range of motion that you have in your shoulders, you may have to stand up to get some of that movement, and that's fine. So if I'm here, if you've got a higher, like a bar in your home, you can use that. But again, you can just stand up, make those movements. Oops. Make sure that your table's not too slippery. And just do that. Just going side to side as much as you can, wherever you can. Now, one of the benefits of having my yoga tune-up balls here, these are the yoga tune-up ball pluses here, that they're in the little sack. So I'm not going to have as much problem with my balls slipping away from me. So I can just pay attention to that movement. And I'm just working it from forward and back, turning my arms. Now, as you see, I can get the posterior part of my arm, the lateral and the medial side of the anterior side pretty good. But it's kind of hard to work this way so that I get the back of the arm. So what we can do with that is we can have the arm relaxed, and then we can use the other ball to do the massage, to help us with that massage. And I just all the way from the elbow up to the wrist, move over maybe a ½ inch, massage all the way back up. Again, come over just a ½ inch so that I'm getting all of the arm. And you may come upon that spot where it's a little more tender and you're like, oh my goodness, I feel that. And then just play with it. Sink into that area. Okay, so once we've got our arm, our forearm all nice and juicy there, then we'll change to see about getting those areas to lengthen out a little more. So hold on. Now that we have massaged both arms, remember you have to go back into the other arm. From now, we're just going to work on the stretching in these areas here. So as you see, I'm in that, I'm on my sitting back on my heels, they're flat down. Now you've got to find the position that's going to work best for you. I find that it's best for me to do this down on the floor. But if you start and you find out it's not working for you, go back to your kitchen table or any other table, low type table that you have, ottoman or something along those lines that you have that's available to you. So starting here, oops, turn that back. Okay, so hands down. I'm like hands and knees. My shoulders are above my elbows, above my wrist here. So just starting here, just moving back and forth. Remember, like I said, we're now just paying attention to getting some length in the extensors on the backs of the hand and the flexors that happen along the front of the hands, of the arms rather. So let's just start. Nice movement here. And now I'm going to turn my hands out both at the same time. You can just do that little swirl, or if you need to lift and turn, that's fine. So now fingers are out to the sides. You don't want to hyperextend the elbows here. We don't want that. We want the eyes of the elbows to be turned more towards each other instead of forward here. So paying attention to the rotation in your shoulders here. So a mild bend in the elbows, and we're just going side to side. Now, if you've not done this before, there can be a little bit of tension here. So you've got to just slow down if you need to. Go to one side, take a breath. Go to the other side, take a breath. Now, come back center and just make little circles. Little circles, that's all you've got to do. Couple this way. And now the other way. Now, if you can, I'm bringing my knees a little further forward here, and that way you can take some of the pressure off of the wrist. Now, if you can, you want to continue to turn that hand backwards, that hand back. And again, none of this hyperextension here. You want a mild bend in your elbows here because we're looking for lengthening the musculature here, all right? Now, mild bend in the elbows, and again, lean back and forth, just making space, finding length, forward and back. I like to take a little side-to-side action. For those of you that may have some issue with carpal tunnel, when you first start getting those symptoms, this type of movement can possibly help to delay or just prevent it altogether. I had a teacher call it prehab. Okay. Now, I'm sitting back and I'm coming up, just pressing back on my hands, bending all the way in the knuckles as much as I can. Come back forward, and now turn all the way back. You're here. Now, if you can, turn the fingers towards each other. Again, we are working on those forearms. Forward and back. Hold here. I'm going to take you all the way back again. Fingers all the way back. Okay. And now bending here as deep as you can go. How does this affect your wrist? Some of you may be able to go down even farther. And then there is some like me, you're just right here, and that's okay. Okay. So here we go, come back up, turning the fingers all the way in, shoulder blades down the back, just fingers toward each other. Now, from here, fingers turn back towards you. And now you're going to lift and flip. The backs of the hands are now on the mat. And you can be up, come closer, you can be down, whichever works best for you. Now, what I want you to work with here, we talked about the eyes of the elbows here. So now I want you to see if you can turn them towards you, all right? Keeping the backs of the hands flat, but turn the elbow eyes towards you. You might be able to only get here. You may not be able to do it at all, but that's okay. You just know your baseline and just know what it is we're trying to accomplish. We're trying to make space in our forearms here. We're trying to keep our musculature together and supple as we continue to go down that digital highway. Not just that, are you a nail tech? You're always like this, you're painting nails, you're doing nails. Are you a typist? Type, all the way. I may be even using the wrong words for today, but you get the drift of what I'm saying. So we were here trying to make this space, not so fast. And then I'm just going to sit back, turn my hands right here. Now I'm just going to sit down. And from here, clasping our hands, pull them apart. And now we do some wrist flossing. I'm going to turn one wrist toward you, then the other, and then the other. Turn my hands out, same thing. And then I shake it out, shake, shake, shake. And that's how we're just working our forearms here. And now they're all nice and supple. That's all I got for today. I'll see you next time. Collie with What Keeps Me Moving. See you next time.